and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made this digital sculpture of my dog. I'm using the iPad Pro model 2018 I think, and the Apple Pencil, and the app that I'm using it's called Forger. So you can see in the background that I have a picture of my little dog. He's a Pomeranian and I think he's a teacup size, which means he is really small. He's around the size of a Chihuahua, and the thing that makes it a little complicated to make this 3D model of him is that he has so much hair that sometimes it's a little hard to remember the right proportions and the position of each part of his body, because it's all covered in a very big fluff of hair. So I am starting by getting the basic form with circles, spheres and cylinders and semi-spheres. So trying to get the structure first before I even try to do any detail. I think that I have seen that referred as blocking, but I'm not sure. I'm very new at sculpting, and really I haven't have any class or anything to learn about it. I'm just learning by doing and just having fun with it. This app that I'm using, I think it's a paid app, but it really has a lot of options. It's very easy to learn to use and to work with it. I have seen videos of people using professional software for the computer like ZBrush, and there is a lot of options there. But with this app you can take your iPad with you and do some quick sculpting and have fun, and you can, so as far as I can tell, you can really make nice and detailed sculptures. So I think it's a great app to try, even if it's paid. I don't think it's much, and if you're interested in this and you're not sure if you should invest maybe in a desktop software and tablet, drawing tablet and you have an iPad, you should try it. I'm not sure if they have it for Android, but you can check and see. So after I put all the pieces to make his body, I combine them and I use the option remesh. That option will blend all the pieces into a single object. So when you combine them, when you group them, you can still edit them as a separate objects, but if you want it to become a single piece, a single shape, you have to use the option to remesh. And when you do that, a lot of your detail is going to go away, because it rearranges the polygons, I think, of each one of your shapes, and that way it's almost like it just smooth out any detail that you had there. So that's why it's important to start always with your shape, with your body structure and proportions and all that, and then leave the details for later. And that's something that I have to work a little on, because I keep forgetting, and then I have to use the remesh tool to fix my mesh and I lose the detail. But it's okay, because that, for me, that is very much the way I work. I sculpt and smooth and then sculpt again until I find the shape or the line that I like. I'm using a lot of the move tool, and the clay tool are my favorites. Then for smoothing there is the smooth tool. I like very much the flat tool, but I don't think I needed too much for this sculpture. I think I used it a lot in the previous one, but for this one I think I mostly use the clay, and to create all those lines I'm using the crease tool. Sometimes the pinch tool will be useful if you want to have a like a sharper, thinner line after you use the crease tool. And at this point my dog, it's not looking very much like a Pomeranian. It looks more like a, I don't know, a mixture of a corgi with those very wrinkly dogs. I think they are called Shar-Pei or something like that. And the proportions, like I said before, because Pomeranians have so much hair, sometimes that can cause confusion. Here at this point the head is like huge, super big, so later in the video I will realize that, and I will fix that, make it smaller. And yeah, I like to turn my sculpture around a lot to see it from different angles and positions. I never should sculpt one view first and then move around, because that just makes no sense, at least to me. Also I knew that I wanted to try to 3D print this sculpture, which in fact you will see a little bonus at the end of this video with very little teaser of how does it look like when it's 3D printed, and I'm planning on making a video for that soon. But because I knew I wanted to 3D print this model, and I don't have too much experience on that either, I decided to leave the feet a little bigger than they should really be. As you can see in the picture, my dog has tiny little feet, but I thought that leaving them a little big for this usage, it could help with the stability of the 3D print. So I left that like that, and with the hair around his neck and chest, I wanted to make a more like lion kind of shape, more like lines that will give the idea of long hair. So those are some little changes that I decided to do. Like I don't know if I said it, but the picture is more like for reference. I wasn't trying to make it 100% the same as the picture, and for the hair structure and all that, I base more in the traditional view of what the Pomeranian should look like. Obviously that is standards for certain people, but I don't think my dog looked like those perfect picture dog show Pomeranian, but I wanted to bring a little of that hair fluffiness to it. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but I made the eyes as two separate balls after I had all the body combined into one piece, because I wanted to keep that hard definition. I didn't want it to all blend and smooth too much. So I think that even almost all the way I left them as separate items. I don't remember now if I combined them with the whole rest of the body, but that's a preference, a visual preference, that it's up to you what's your final look. And here I'm using a masking tool. That way I could shrink and move the head without affecting the rest of the body. And then I use the smooth tool to fix those ugly lines that appear on the areas that were moved. So here you can see I skip forward to the final render because I forgot to record some little changes, but it wasn't much. I stylized a little more of the hair in his chest. I made the face a little more pointy, more triangular, and yeah, I don't think I did too many changes. It mostly just few details. And here is the 3D printed version, which I'm going to be making a video soon. So if you want to see that, you can subscribe and turn on the notifications. I will be talking about materials and what printing service I use, and my opinions about the final product and how this sculpture made in Forger can look after you 3D print it. So if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up, and thank you.